about to start now without wasting much time. And wow, it's actually a great privilege. Yeah, it's a great privilege, indeed a great privilege. Yeah, so according to wow, I'm so happy to be here again. Sincerely speaking, I'm so happy to be here again. Yeah, so I want to welcome each and every one of us to Arknote Academy, a subsidiary of Arknote Media Global. And I want us to know that this is a transformational program, more like a conference. The body have actually like been able to put out to help many young persons out there. Yeah, to help many young persons out there. And I want us to know that there is always a purpose for everything. Yeah. So one of the purpose, or should I say the major purpose of we hosting a program like this is to see our world become a better place. Yeah. To see our world become a better place. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you for those who have been able to, who have actually been supporting right from the beginning when the flyer has been up till this very moment. It's actually a great honor, and sincerely speaking, I'm not going to take this for granted. Yeah, I'm not going to take this for granted. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It is actually from a genuine love that each and every one would have actually like taken this as part of their own what will I say, their own part of their own goal, medium to support. Yeah, sincerely speaking, I'm so grateful. On behalf of Arknote Media Global, Arknote Academy, we are saying a very big thank you, a very big thank you. Thank you very much. Please, before we commence, I want us to please like, share, and also it's very important. You would always know me for this, that I want us to subscribe. Yeah, please. We don't have much subscribers, but please subscribe, share to other people. Don't compel them, like just try to convince them to subscribe. It will actually help them to get notification of every videos or video content, let me put it like that, video content that we put out there. And it may also help someone else out there, people around us. Sincerely speaking, I'm just so happy to be here. I know what I'm saying, but God knows better. Yeah, so right now, please, I want us to share as you can, share to many people as you can. Let people know that something is going to happen here on YouTube platform. Let them know that there is a need for us to learn. There's a need for us to learn from each other, because even on this show, I'm not just going to be talking alone. There are moments that the audience would also be engaged, and please, it's very important. And God bless us in the name of Jesus. Once again, welcome to Arknote Academy, and today's topic is beyond the puzzle. I'm so sure many persons actually chatted me up and asked me, what does that mean, like beyond the puzzle? Are we going to play game? But no, we're not playing game. Yeah, but we're going to talk about the game of life. Yeah, we are here to talk about the game of life. We are not just here to talk, to while away our time, but to talk about major things that our world is actually passing through, especially Nigeria. If you are actually in Nigeria, you are also like still living in Nigeria, you've not japa. Hey, you really need this. You really need this. You really need this. Yeah, so please, if you can hear me, let me know. It's very important. If you can hear me, let me know. We have a longer way to go, but I'll try as much as possible to cut it short. Yeah, cut it short and still be valuable to everyone. Cut it short and still be valuable to everyone. Once again, thank you and welcome. first thing you must attend to, sorry, I just got to know that the mic is not talking. So the first thing you must attend to is the mindset. Let me take it again, probably for those who have not, like, maybe because of the mic that has not been on. So I was talking about the first thing we are going to attend to, or probably the 5 stages to this transformation. Number 1 is the mindset stage, we have the discovery stage, we have the analyzing stage, we have the strategizing stage, and we have the executing stage. Let me take it again. We have the mindset stage, discovery stage, analyzing stage, strategizing stage, and the executing stage. So one of those things that we must always take note of, especially if you are about to share an information to another person, is that you first attend to the mindset, because in one way or the other, the person might have actually gotten a wrong perspective or a wrong mindset of what we are about to share. So, and for you to actually sow on a good ground, you attend to the root, which is the mindset. You must attend to the root, which is the mindset. And be it maybe you are in ministry, educational system, government parastatals, any sphere of influence, the first thing you must attend to is the mindset. And that's why, look at our world, especially Nigeria, we'll see that people are now getting adapted to poverty. Like some persons, don't let me say everyone, some persons, they have actually adapted to poverty, and because the poverty mindset has actually been built into the minds of the people. And you'll be so surprised that regardless of what happens around us, we get adapted easily to things. Why? Because they have been like a continuous and constant feeding. You get like constant feeding on that thing, and it has now become a part and parcel. It has become a mindset. It has actually built a mindset in everyone's life. Do you get? So mindset is very important. You want to change a man. Let me recap. Number 1, you can't change a man. Do you get? But you can. A man can actually take up an influence from what you are saying or from your habits. Do you get? And what you've been sharing or what you are saying goes to the mind, and it builds up what we call the mindset. It becomes a mindset, and that mindset graduates to become that person's character. Do you get? So that is why we are starting with the mindset. Do you get? So we are starting with the mindset. So on our list here, which is the presentation, we have so we'll be talking about the first segment, understanding common challenges faced by young people, graduates, employed and unemployed. You'll be so surprised that I'm talking about employed people, because some persons will say, oh, I've gotten a job, then I don't have a problem. Hello, there's a problem. Yes, there is a problem. And that is why we must attend to every sphere of influence, and that is what we're about to do tonight. Attending to all spheres of influence, opening our eyes that there are problems that we can attend to. Are we together? That there are problems that we can attend to. So don't forget the topic, beyond the puzzle, beyond the puzzle, beyond the puzzle. And so sorry about that. There was this break in transmission. Yeah, so back to what I'm saying is that we must understand that there are problems, sincerely speaking. Either maybe family problems, individual problem, like maybe personal problem, the nationwide problem. Do you get? So there are problems everywhere, and we must always know this. We must always know this. Some are distractions and some are life-changing ones. And how does the life-changing one becomes a life-changing one? Like how does the problem becomes a life-changing one? That is when you attend to it, like being able to provide solution to them. Please, if you are following, kindly let me know in the comment section. If you are following me, please kindly let me know in the comment section. Yeah, so, and I want us to know this, that no one is a waste. Yeah, no one is a waste, neither useless. So have it meant that you are not a waste, and secondly, you are not useless. So the only thing you are actually maybe missing, if you actually maybe the kind of person that you find yourself doing nothing, maybe as at now you find yourself doing nothing. Don't find yourself, or don't see yourself as a useless person, and don't see yourself to be a waste. The only thing you are missing is the inability to have actually gotten what to do. What to do. And that what to do is must actually be relevant, like maybe correspond to your purpose. Do you get? So it must resonate to what has actually come to you, probably maybe by experience or maybe by discovery. Yeah, by experience or by discovery. Do you get? By experience or by discovery. So no one is a waste, neither useless. Please, if someone is following me on the YouTube platform, write up to type this on the comment section, in the comment section rather, that no one is a waste, neither useless. And please, I want you to personalize this to yourself, that I'm not a waste, neither am I useless. I'm not a waste, neither am I useless. I want someone to comment that and put that on in the comment section. I'm not a waste, neither am I useless. So I want us to know this, depending, probably maybe relating it to what I just share with us, that you're not a waste, neither useless. Only, now look at, only depends on what you give yourself to be used for, or what you allow into yourself, like into your life. You get? So only depends on what you give yourself to be used for, or you allow into your life. So, and I want us to know that everyone has a capacity, ability to do something. Everyone has the ability. God has given each and every one of us the ability to do something, to be a creator, even here on earth. Do you get? And this ability is an hidden something. This ability is actually an hidden something. Your ability, your capacity is an hidden something. So it's more like you're having these stuff in the shell, and you must come out of it. You must bring them out. You get? You must bring them out. It's very, very, very important. So I'm going to talk about maybe analyzing or emphasizing on common challenges on campus, graduates with no skills and all of that. Now on campus, I could remember while I was on campus, I think when I was about to leave campus, then that was when I begin to identify that I begin to see some problems. Dig it? So I begin to see some problems, like I begin to discover some problems. Now, when you get to campus, you see that some persons, probably maybe the freshers, you get to campus, number one, you don't know about the system of the school. That's the problem, number one. When exam is coming, you are newbies, like you don't know the system, you don't know the operation, you don't know how they actually go about examination. You are just getting to that school. Even if you're going to do direct entry, going to another school, you are a new student with no idea of how they run their things. Do you get? So this is actually part of the problem that those in campus or school are actually facing. It's a problem. Do you get? It's a problem. Now, apart from maybe the academics aspect, do you get? Apart from the academic aspect now you would actually, part of what I experienced while I was on campus, that's what I'm sharing now. I begin to discover that, now I don't have access to past questions. I don't have access to maybe some materials. Lecturers, they would actually maybe, like, they decide not to come. They can actually decide not to come to class. So you are on your own. Like you're actually on your own to maybe, how will I go about this handout? You'll be given a voluminous handout to actually go home and go and read. Their own is just to make sure that you pass. That's just it. Just make sure you pass. So regardless of maybe lecturer comes to class or lecturer does not come, it's a problem. And this is actually though let me say maybe major, I don't want to use the word major, but it's actually part of the reason why some students actually fail, because number one, they're actually new to the school operation or to the school system. Campus system is different from secondary school system. You get? So they don't know much about it. Someone who could have actually helped out is not even available. So you will see that this is actually a big problem that many students on campus are actually battling with. Now, talking about the employed, as I've shared, I said that some persons would actually be seeing that, oh, maybe I've gotten a job, I have a job, I don't have a problem. Hello, may I tell you that what if tomorrow comes and the employee tells you that, okay, thank you so much, thank you very much, and we are so grateful, we do no longer need your services again. What do you do? What do you do? So it's a problem. So having a job does not solve your problem, because you must be able to maybe create something that you will still be able to fall back to. You get, like a fall back to, even after. Just imagine, what if that job is not available? What will you do? So being employed doesn't solve your problem, because you've not solved any problem in any way. You've not solved any problem at all. Oh, some persons will celebrate that I'm the first to have a job in my family. Hello, congratulations, but that's not a solution. You've not provided any solution. Now, and this has always created fear in the minds of many people, in the minds of many young persons, to be sacked, to be said, oh, thank you, you can go. So the fear of the unknown begins to grip them, hinder them. A lot of things happens afterwards. So, and if you're actually unemployed, this is actually like, should I say, one of the major things that happens, like it's actually rampant now in our world, in our country, unemployment. And this results to frustration. Can you see that it's actually a big challenge? Frustration. There you hear that oh, so this person actually committed suicide, this person did this person did that, and all of that. These are challenges. These are real challenges. Now, I'm going to share with us, before we move to the second segment, which says the spheres of influence. Yeah, having known that there are problems, having known that there are challenges around us, either personal, family, local, or global. Having known all these, we must be able to streamline them into all the spheres of influence. And I'm so sure, because I'm about to share with you a powerful information, like a very, very powerful information. Please, I want us to like, comment, and share to others. Let them see what is happening here on the YouTube platform. Let them know. Let them also eat from it. It's very important that many of our young ones get to know this. They get to know this. So I'm going to share with us the 7 spheres of influence. And number 1, we have the family, we have the religion, which is number 2, and number 3, we have the business, which is the business actually consists of the economy and the finance. Do you get? So, and number 4, we have the politics, which can also like be regarded as the government. Do you get? So we have number 5 to be the education. Number 6, we have the media, that is the communication media, and we have the 7 to be arts and entertainment. So let me share it again, please. If someone is actually listening to me, kindly help to type this in the comment section. Help to type all these stuff in the comment section. 7 spheres of influence. We have the family, we have the religion, we have the business, economy, finance, and like, which is the business actually consists of the economy and the finance. We have the government, we have the education, we have the media, and the 7th one is the arts and entertainment. Please kindly help to put these stuffs on on the comment section. Thank you very much. If truly you are following, please kindly help to put there in the comment section. Yeah, so I'm going to, on my list here, I'm going to talk on like how this how this influence or spheres of influence actually affect each other. And please, I want us to take a very attention. I want us to take a very attention, like a good attention on this note. They are very important. They are very important. I mentioned that there are 7 spheres of influence. We have the family, we have the religion, we have the business, we have the government, we have the education, we have the media, and we have the arts and entertainment. Yeah. We are going somewhere today. Yeah, so when we're talking about the spheres of influence, we must understand that all these spheres of influence, they serve as puzzles that has problem. They have problems. There are problems in all these spheres of influence, and they are actually seeking for solutions. Are we together? They are seeking for what? Solutions. They are seeking for solutions. They are seeking for problem solvers to attend to them. So now look at, for example, I actually make an example here. Part of the sphere of influence, which is the government. Now look at, the government is affecting the educational system, or should I say affected? It has already affected the educational system of the country, and now we begin to have a lot of frustrated young people going into business. Now, business, don't forget, business is actually part of the spheres of influence. Are we together? Business is also part of the spheres of influence. Now, we begin to have government, like the government have actually affected the educational system in our country. And now we begin to have lots of frustrated young people diving into business. Now look at, they are diving into business on a wrong motive. Why? Because they need money. Are we together? Now, they are diving into business. I don't know, maybe you can actually relate this thing. You will begin to see how the government, like from the government now, in one way or that, from the government, another spheres of influence gets affected, and that results to another thing. Are we together? So the government has actually affected the educational system of the country, and now we begin to have young people, frustrated young people diving into business on a wrong motive. Because why? They want to make money. And now from there, the business, which is part of the sphere of influence, begins to get affected too, begins to get corrupt. Because now we now begin to have people that have not taken much time to learn and like gain mastery in what they're actually acquiring, like in what they're actually demanding or what they want to learn. They have not gained mastery. There's a need to gain mastery before you have to push out yourself. Now we begin to have frustrated young people diving into business. Either I know it, either I don't know it. Since I actually saw it from maybe my friend, my friend is actually posting this, and I should be able to do it. We have I'm so sorry to say this. We have lot of ladies selling ladies wear, selling this one and that one. You know, a lot of them are out there. Ask them, what is their understanding about the business? That's a question for another day. Are we together? That's a question for another day. Now, how can we now utilize this? Because this is now becoming a global problem. It's now becoming a global problem that we need to attend to. Because as time goes on, this thing begins to graduate from spheres of influence A to spheres of influence B to another spheres of influence. Are we together? So, if care is not taken, all the spheres of influence will be corrupted. Please, if you have some other example, you can also drop them in the comment section. Probably If you have some other, you can also drop in the comment section. Now, you will be we might actually maybe limit this to maybe the government, because I don't want us to just base everything to the government. Now look at educational system. We have a student, a young person, went to school, graduated with good grade. Now, after everything, look at education. Education comes on its own, produce a student to get a job. Now, because we have a system that is not working, in one way, that's a system that is not working, that would actually provide a job for the graduates. Now we now begin to have graduates that are supposed to be, that have actually been proposed to be in the company, to actually work with an organization, now frustrated diving into ministry, religion. And that is how the religion also get contaminated. I don't know, maybe someone is actually following through. This is how all the spheres of influence are actually getting corrupted, are actually getting affected, due to one that has actually been affected. Are we together? So if we can now begin to like sing these things, the spheres of influence together, how one has actually affected to each other, then we would have a good solution. Because the very moment you discover, then that is the very moment you begin to have a solution. If you've not lived from that perspective, from that medium, or from that stage of having a strong understanding of what you are passing through, then there's no way you can talk about maybe discovery. Altogether, there's no way you can actually talk about discovery. Now, moving to the second segment, which says the mindset shift. I don't know why my presentation is not opening here. We actually load it, and I don't know, maybe someone is actually following. Please, if you are following through, kindly give your comment below. Give your comments, send in your comments, and that shows that truly you are following through. Yeah, that shows that truly you are following through. That shows that truly you are really, really following through. Yeah, welcome back. I'm so sorry for the short break. Yeah, so moving to the second segment, which says the mindset shift. Now, we already understood that there are problems, there are challenges, and that all spheres of influence can actually be related to the puzzle. Do you get, like, to the puzzle? Now, beyond the puzzle, which is beyond the spheres of influence that you are seeing, there are problems that are seeking for solution. All together, that there are problems in them. There are problems in the educational system, there are problems in family, there are problems in religion, there are problems in business, there are problems in government politics, there are problems in media, there are problems in art and entertainment. And they are seeking for solutions. They are seeking for solutions. And one more thing I want to add to it. If you're actually desiring for relevance, you are desiring for relevancy, let me put it like that, then you must be a problem solver. That at this moment you now begin to have a deep thought on which of these spheres of influence that you need to attend to. Are we together? That you will now begin to look out for which of the spheres of influence that you need to look out for, if truly you want to be relevant to your world. Relevancy does not just come as a crown and just gift it out to anyone. You must be able to take a step. You must be able to take a step. Let me quickly share this. Some persons would actually ask me that, oh Sam, how far about Arknote? Yes, Arknote is good. We thank God. We thank God for where we are coming from. We thank God for where we are, and we thank God for where we are still going to. It was actually better from problem. Yes, like a problem discovered. Problem discovered. You might not see it now, but don't worry. A problem discovered. So if you are going into a business, if you are going to going into any business, you must ask your question: what problem do you want to solve? Because there's already like a problem in the business world. What problem do you want to solve? What problem do you want to solve? If you're actually like a young minister, I think I was actually talking to someone few months ago, and I just had to share with that person that, okay, now ministry, the first thing you must ask yourself is, what problem do you want to solve? You see that we have the prophets, we have the apostles, we have teachers, we have name them. So you will see that each and every one of them are meant to solve a problem, and you see that the level at which I don't know, the level at which the problem solving, like probably maybe the level at which they are solving the problem or their ministry is actually called to solve a problem. You see that there will always be a difference, like there will always be a difference between like the population of each ministries, and the numbers of that population is dependent on how demanding the solution that they are actually offering in that ministry. I don't know, maybe I'm actually communicating something. So you will see that being a prophet, like a prophetic ministry, would actually have maybe more crowd, because our world nowadays, we are more moved, like we are easily moved with prophecies. We want prophecies. We want someone to prophesy into our life, and that's why you would see that the prophetic ministry has more crowds. That's just it. Just go and find it. Has more crowds. Now just imagine you now have a ministry that takes about that actually deals with prophetics, like the prophetics and the apostolics. The crowd there, forget about it. Why? Because the problem that will be solved, or that they're actually solving in such kind of ministry, is beyond imagination, and people are actually demanding for such solution. They are demanding for such solution. They are demanding for it. So that before you venture into anything, you look at the problems you want to solve. And please, I want to share this with you. There are problems out there that you can solve. Moving to the second segment, which says the mindset shift. Yeah, so here I pen some things down that you won't know your capacity or ability until you step into that challenges. Yeah, you won't know your ability. Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me. Yeah, so you won't know your ability or your capacity until you step into that challenges. You know, there's this particular saying that that the 1,000 miles begins with a step and all of that. The journey of 1,000 miles, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. If you don't start, you won't know that you can do it. And you can't judge your ability, or should I say, you can't measure your ability. You can't measure your ability or your strength if you've not begun something, if you've not taken the decision to start up. So you won't know your capacity or ability until you so you won't know your capacity or ability until you step into that challenges. But you must define every problems properly. You must define every problems properly. There must be a thorough definition. You must thoroughly define the kind of problems or challenges you are attending to. You must. And that is why I've already shared with us from the beginning of this section that we have 5 stages to this transformation. Number 1, we have the mindset stage, we have the discovery stage, we have the analyzing, we have the strategizing, and we have the executing. You get? So being able to follow through is very important. So beyond you just getting to know that my ability, my capacity can actually be derived or can actually be defined when I start or step into that challenges. Beyond all of these things, beyond all, you must be able to define the problems properly. You must be able to define it properly. So I also wrote here that one of those things, now let me quickly share this, one of those things that problems or challenges does to people. Please, I want us to listen and listen carefully. One of those things that problems or challenges does to people is that it keeps many in isolation. If you agree with me, please kindly put that in the comment section that you agree. It keeps many in isolation, loneliness states. So we can either say isolation or loneliness states. And there are 2 parts out of the states. There are actually 2 parts out of the states. So every challenges, be it personal, be it family, be it the national one, like maybe within the country, or global, such like the COVID-19, you would agree with me that these things, what they does to the mind, or to the mind is to bring such mind to an isolation mind, like to an isolation state or loneliness state. And I want us to know this, that loneliness is different from being alone. You get? Like loneliness is different from being alone. Being alone can be like physical, you're just alone, nobody around you and all of that. But loneliness, you can be around multitude and still be alone. Are we together? You can feel like you can be in the large number of people and still be lonely. And that is the state of the mind. And one of those things that the loneliness brings is unhappiness, lack of joy, and all of, just name it. Don't forget, we are going somewhere today. Yeah, we are going somewhere today. Loneliness. That is one of the things that the challenges or problem brings to people. That is what it brings to people. Now, I want us to have a better understanding about the power and the impact of loneliness. Yeah, sometimes some of us, I'm so sure that many of us would have actually experienced something like this, whereby we find ourselves in a state of loneliness, isolated, like we just feel to isolate ourselves, just name it. We just feel like, let me just be. Now, being on your own is actually good sometimes, but the effectiveness and the betterment of being alone at that moment is what you come out with after you recover from that loneliness. So if after you've actually like experienced loneliness or isolation, and you still come out just like you went in, then I should actually be telling you that that's a frustration that is about to come up. Do you get? So understanding the power and the impact of loneliness, I'm trying to check out if I can share my screen, like share my presentation, so that would also help. That would also help. Yeah, come in just a few minutes. Yeah, so what am I saying in essence is that understanding the power and the impact of loneliness, there is an assurance of having a more understanding or view or picture or interpretation of problems, either personal or around us, maybe the societal problems or the societal challenges, especially when lonely. Are we together? So would agree with me, or you would agree with me, that most times when you are actually lonely, your mind would actually be maybe sourcing out for solution, or probably maybe trying to solve some puzzle. So at that moment, your mind will be working to maybe solve a particular puzzle at that moment, probably maybe a puzzle in your mind. Do you get? So at that moment, your mind is ready to work out solution, work out to solve the puzzle. But the mind as well can still be triggered back, or can still be rechanneled, if care is not taken, can still be rechanneled to focus on frustration. And that is why I actually mentioned here that there are two pathways. Don't forget that there are two pathways out of the state of loneliness or being in isolation. And those two pathways are actually frustration and opportunity. So it depends on what you see. When you are in the state or the room of loneliness or the room of isolation, there are two things that you are liable to see, either frustration or opportunity. So it depends on on the one you choose. It depends on the one you choose. Do you get? So it depends on the one you choose. It depends on the one you choose. And these are actually things that the mind is actually has an ability to produce. The mind is actually ready to produce whatsoever thing you give to it. So if you are the person who has been isolated or probably in a lonely state, so if you as a person who is actually in a lonely state decide to say, oh, beyond this problem, I'm not seeing this problem as problem, I'm not seeing what people say, like I'm not, my perspective about people's view on this thing, my own perspective is different from what people are seeing. So if I'm actually seeing this as opportunity, then your mind will begin to brood on it. If you're actually seeing it as problem, then your mind will also be able to brood on it. So the mind has ability to produce these two things, but it depends on you, the carrier of it. It depends. Are we together? It depends. So, and results, what are the results from your loneliness? So your period of loneliness must produce results. Like, number one, change of mindset about challenges, understanding why it's you that have to face it and discover it. Are we together? So when we are actually faced with some challenges, if I'm actually talking about maybe challenges, it might not be a personal stuff. At this moment, in one way or other, our country is actually facing one challenges or the other. Do you get? And there are many people out there crying out, oh, this thing, they are lamenting, oh, this thing is just too much, we don't need to have this thing is frustrating and all of that. Yes, we know it's frustrating, but what's your own perspective about it? So it depends on what you define it to be. If you define it to be a problem, then it's a problem. If you define it to be an opportunity that you can leverage on, then it will work out for you. It will work out for you. So being able to know that not all problems are actually problems, some are actually what? Opportunity. Now look at, I want to talk a little bit on our country, or should I say maybe African country, or some countries generally global. We would see that food security is actually a major challenge. Food security is a major challenge. People are actually suffering. Many people who does not have the hope of where to feed the following morning or the night, it's actually a disastrous, like it's actually a big headache, a big challenge. Now there are some persons who have actually come up, like they actually come up and say, oh, well, this is a challenge, then how can we address it? They begin to see it as an opportunity, and that is where we have the NGOs. Now we have the NGOs to be like the mediator between the people, like the vulnerables, beneficiaries, and the government, the world government. Now they receive the need of the people and give it out to the vulnerable families, maybe to the undeserved communities. They're actually solving a problem. Are we together? They're actually solving a problem. They're actually solving a problem. So if the man who invented bulb, or I don't know, if he has not taken his time, to discover a problem, then he wouldn't have actually pushed himself to invent the bulb. And if there was not a problem, if there were not problems then there shouldn't be any need for him to invent the bulb. But my question is, beyond inventing, beyond being an NGO, there are other spheres of influence. What problem do you discover? What problem do you discover? Are we together? What problem do you discover? We are moving somewhere tonight, this afternoon rather. Yeah, we're moving somewhere. I want us to know this, that on the ultimate, note this please, on the ultimate, you can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. you can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. You can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. So the question I'm going to ask you is that having experienced the loneliness or isolation, what has it triggered within you? What has it triggered within you? You would actually maybe begin to have a rethinking or about maybe the family challenge, that maybe your family in one way or other are actually facing a challenge. So have you have a deep thought about it, that wait, this thing is actually happening? Why is it happening? Why is it that I'm actually the first to discover this? And may I tell you that there is a purpose why you've been privileged by God to have discovered this thing first. And you are not just to discover it alone. You are not just to discover it alone, but you are to provide solution. Are we together? Thank you, sir, Mr. Pastor Olatunji Dosu. Thank you very much, sir. I can see your presence. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thanks for being available on this platform. I'm so grateful, sir. God bless you, sir. So back to please, if you want me to also maybe get to know that you are here with me on this platform, kindly drop your comments so I can appreciate and at least get to know that yes, you are with us on this platform. Thank you. Yeah, so back to what I'm saying is that beyond just being in a loneliness state or isolation state, there are problems that you can attend to. So be it in ministry, be it in education, be it in the government, any spheres of influence, the question is, what problem have you discovered? What problem have you discovered? What problem have you discovered? I have some questions that I would also be addressing, probably some questions that some persons actually sent during why they were filling the form. Some persons actually sent some questions, and I'll be so glad to share that as well very soon. Yeah. So when it comes to the business world as well, there are problems. Not just trying to maybe do what some other persons have been doing. See, you'll be so surprised that we have a lot of young persons in the business world. A lot. But ask, what problem are you solving? What problem do you want to solve? What gap do you want to fill? What gap? Is your own gap the gap you're about to fill up? Is it the unemployment? Are you ready, or are you out to fill the unemployment gap? If you are, good. That's a problem. A major problem in our world. Amazon. I was actually watching a video online. Amazon. That was when I got to know that Amazon actually started before, long time ago. But you would be so surprised that it was during the COVID, this thing, this man's business shoot up. So that in a nutshell is that whatsoever solution you are providing now, it might not yield as what you are. It might not yield to the expectation, to your expectation. Do you get? It might not yield to your expectation at this moment, but see, I can bet with you, nations will demand for it. Nations are coming to demand for it. Are we together? Nations are coming to demand for it. Let me quickly share this. There was this particular workshop, and I'm going to, sincerely speaking, make a reference to my wonderful Papa Toby Oshunbiyi. During the workshop, three days workshop, he said something that a lizard here in Nigeria will still be a lizard even if that lizard travel to Australia. So even if you are going to travel out, even if you are going to Japan, good, congratulations, because myself, if I see any opportunity, I'm going. Are we together? So, but the question is, what do you want to offer? What problem are you going to solve? And so you won't just be a liability to the country and to the people around. Are we together? So, what problem are you ready to solve? What problem are you ready to solve? What problem are you ready to solve? So moving to the third segment, which says the discovery stage. Yeah, I think I'll be able to share my slide now. Oh, thank you, Father. It's just a minute. I'm about to share my slide with you all, and it's actually a joy within me, sincerely speaking. I've been able to share this slide. Yeah. Yeah, so before we move to the I'm actually having something else on my slide here. The third segment is actually not the mindset stage that we're about to talk about, the discovery rather. So but now let me just try to buttress on this. Yeah, on the ultimate, you can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. You can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. You can turn your loneliness to a trigger of purpose. So that when you get yourself, we have the lot of our young persons out there. Sometimes I'll just try to check the status, and you see I'm bored, I'm this, I'm that. So the bored is not just coming to you. Being bored is not just happening to you to get into the room of loneliness and come out the same way. That something must have happened to you. It must be a statue, there must be a statue that will be created within you. That yes, this person has been isolated for some moments. This person has been waiting for some moments. And that's why sometimes my own definition of waiting is not just to wait upon the Lord and do nothing. There's a place of God, there's a place of man. This might not seem like a religious activity, but please, I will never in any way talk or give out teachings without referencing God. It's very important, because everything still surrounds the principle of God. They are still the principle of God. So my own definition of waiting is not just for you to sit back, wait upon the Lord, doing nothing. How to get that? Doing nothing. That even while you are waiting, your mind will be open to receive what needs to be discovered, or to receive problems that you need to attend to. Are we together? It's very important. So back to what the loneliness can actually do to your mind, or what it should actually produce. Number one, if you are a student, part of my own experience while I was on campus was that I began to see that problems like students are actually having issue with getting past questions handouts. I began to think about it. See, this was when I was about to leave the campus. And it really pained me that why is it now I'm discovering this thing? Why is it now? If you are in a campus, if you are still in the school, you can start this up. You can start this new creativity. You can begin to solve this issue. have a mini online platform, or maybe a WhatsApp group, or maybe any platform. Just try to have a community that will be giving this, maybe handouts, past questions. You can type them, turn them to soft copy. You can snap and you can scan with your phone. You scan on your phone, then you turn them to documents, compile them together, have it. This one, electrical electronics, because I actually study electrical electronics engineering. So you have this one. Okay, these ones are actually past questions for electrical electronics engineering, year 1 to year 5. Do you get? For all semesters. Compile them together, save it, make it like, just convert it to a PDF document. That becomes a material for you, that every student that begins to come to that school, they will still have to come back to you, ask, please, we want to order, we want to get this material. You might not charge like that, at least because the campus is actually of large community, large population. So just imagine you were able to sell maybe 500 naira, like 500 naira or 200 naira, and you were able to sell out to 1,000 students. Just imagine. That's a problem. You solve a problem. Some students, they get to the campus, they don't have anyone to put them through. Lecturers are not available. They are not available to even lecture the students. And you are a guru. You actually know. You, like, at least you know some things. You can teach people. Start up a tutorial, please. You are solving a problem. I could remember this particular lady while we were on campus. She sells these snacks. We usually call her hey, what's her name? Is it Bubulu? We usually call her this very, very popular name. And would you believe that she started this from her year 1 to the final year? And with that, people get to know her. Why? Because she was solving the problem of the people. She sells snacks. Because now, and the uniqueness of the way, like probably the way she actually puts her own, is that she will move from one department to another department, from one faculty to another faculty. So you don't have to go to the CAF to purchase this thing. She will come to you. You might see it might seem like maybe it's not special, like that uniqueness is not special, but that's the uniqueness. So like she's not just selling just like the way other people are selling. Our own is like our own principle, or our own way of selling is just different. That little stuff is the uniqueness. That you don't have to go to the CAF before you can purchase this thing, or before you can get this thing. She will come to you. She's solving the problem. So if you are in the campus now, what problem do you want to solve? I've always said, I think I actually said this during our previous conferences, like the story of the 6, whereby we have like the 6 speakers, and they were actually able to share their experiences and all of that. I made note of something, that if I had knew that this is what I'm going to do, and probably maybe discover these things while I was on campus, it would have been the best. It would have been glorious. But all glory to God. Why? Because the campus is actually a place whereby you meet large community, large number of people. And just imagine you were able to put out yourself properly, like you were able to put out your brand, or what you do, or what you offer properly to large number of people. Even if you are out of that campus, you'll still be referenced to. Are we together? So being able to solve a problem. So at this moment, we have on our slide which says the audience engagement, and here concerning the audience engagement, I'm going to I want us to please try to send your comments, probably what you've learned so far. Kindly send in the comment section. kindly drop in the comment section what you've learned so far, probably maybe some key points that you've learned. And it's just your moment, to reflect what you've learned so far, to as a proof of what you've been learning, as a proof that truly you've followed through. Just send what you've learned so far, like your the lessons that you've learned so far. Kindly just drop the lesson, just drop the lessons that you've learned so far, right from the beginning to this moment. Just drop maybe quotes, maybe some action point that actually struck your mind. Just drop them in the comment section. It's your moment now. Just drop. We have like maybe 5 minutes to do that, 3 minutes rather, to do that. And welcome, Mr. Elijah Oluwaseun. I celebrate you too. I can see your presence. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. God bless you. I'm so grateful. Thanks for joining all through. God bless you. Yeah, so if you've learned anything so far, anything so far, please kindly join and kindly drop your comments. Send in your comments, send in what you've learned so far. Send them all. Let me see that truly you are following. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so while we wait for that, let's move to the next section, which says the discovery mission. So I'm going to start with with this solution discovered. I think I have it here. Yeah, solution discovered to solve a problem must be able to serve humanity. Let me take it again. Solution discovered to solve a problem must be able to serve humanity. So that the solution that you discover, if it can't serve humanity, or probably maybe reduce the stress of humanity, then forget about it. I actually have this I got this code, like I got this particular stuff from Mr. Michael Sumbola. Yeah, so he actually stated it out that serving humanity is serving God. When I look at it that what is the meaning of this thing? Or like, what is the meaning of this particular quote? I be maybe saying, I don't know. What is the meaning of this thing? Serving humanity is serving God. Then I had this reminder of one of the scripture that Jesus actually make reference of, and he said, when I was naked, you clothed me. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was actually, when I don't have where to stay, you gave me shelter and all of that. I'm so sure we are actually conversant with that scripture. Then the disciple asked him that, Lord, when have you asked us to feed you and we do? When did we did all this to you for you? And Jesus said, in as much you've actually done this to your fellow human being, then you've done it for me. So the problem you are actually going to provide should be able to serve humanity. That the solution you provide is able to serve humanity. Now, attributes. Okay, before we move to the attributes, I want us to know this, that being able to discover solutions to problems or to challenges does not just come if you've not build up a creative mindset. It doesn't come if you've not built up a creative mindset. So a creative mindset is very important. It's very, very important. Now, attributes of a creative mindset. Number 2 is others. Your world from the problems begins to enlarge in your heart. Are we together? So that you will begin to have the mindset that people needs to be saved. The burden of others begins to be your priority. It becomes your priority that your life will begin to bless others in whatsoever ways that humans will be impacted through you. So sometimes it might not be in form of maybe monetary. It may not be in form of monetary. The services you are offering, is it solving a problem? And what problem is it solving? Are we together? What problem is that business solving? In that ministry, what problem are you solving? And these things are not meant for angels. They are not meant for anyone. They are meant for human beings. They are all meant for human beings. So that the attributes of a creative mindset is that you will begin to have the burden of others. You begin to have the burdens to help, to impact people's life. To impact into people's life. Are we together? So that burden will begin to enlarge within you that, no,